Welcome to Authentically Moms. I'm Jacqueline.
I'm Chaz, and nothing is off limits, and we keep it real.
Yes, Chaz, our favorite
Regular guest host,
guest
whatever
host
it is.
when Sujat is unavailable. I mean, we have things. We're moms. You know how it goes. Something has come up. So he is such a great sport to fill in so many times.
Yeah, say that now. I have no idea what questions are coming. Maybe I won't be a great sport, but happy to be here. Thank you for having me back on the show.
You're welcome. School's almost done.
One more month.
Yeah.
30 more days.
I know it doesn't affect
That should have
you so
actually
much.
been the real countdown that we were talking about. I mean, I said 30 days until we go to Bottle Rock. It's 30 days until they are at home 24/7.
Yeah. It doesn't really affect you as much because you know.
Because I get to sneak out and go to the office. I have my escape.
Yeah, but it's okay. We have things. I've been able to manage it pretty well. So what we're going to talk about today is things that we said we never do as parents. So these are the things that people mostly say when they do not have kids yet. And it's ever evolving. I feel like you start off with things you say you never do as like when they're babies or toddlers or at every aspect. But I think it just always evolves because there's always challenges to every age.
Well, that, and also as you go to like the second and third child, there's like less fucks given.
Right,
each way,
right.
You know?
But our little one is testing us to the limit. What did she do recently, Chaz? She stole money. Oh, God.
Holy shit, man. As he coughs up, being social. Yes, stole money and then lied straight up to our face and almost was able to cough up tears on command that she was so shocked that we were challenging her telling the truth.
She's going to be one that we have to worry about. So this was on Easter. And the only reason
to have to worry about, like, we have to worry now, man.
I know. And this was Easter. And the only reason I noticed is because I've had this $100 bill in my wallet for like 2 months just because no one wants to break 100 and I never use cash. So I think I was trying to get money for the Easter eggs and I noticed it wasn't in there. And so I'm like, I know I left my wallet out yesterday when we went out the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And I left my wallet on the counter because I only would take my ID and a credit card. Well, I'm asking them, Donovan and her, and she says she has nothing to do with it. So then I come home and I'm looking and I don't know, I'm like, maybe I misplaced it. That's kind of weird for me to do. And I ask her, and I think Chaz, like you
yes,
even...
I pulled her. So I did this, this is your chance to be honest with us, because if we find it, then you're really going to be in trouble. And that's when she got defensive and was almost in tears.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know. I didn't do anything. And so I'm like, Chaz, I believe her. And I believed her. And for a second there, I was like, did you see Donovan touch my wallet? Like, I don't know. I'm over here like thinking someone must have done something. Yes. And then she said, well, just don't check my jewelry box. And lo and behold, she runs there. I go after her. And her jewelry box has 2 drawers. The first one she opens, and I try to open the second one and she closes it. But I opened it a little bit enough to see like there was money. And I pulled it open and there it was. And immediately she starts crying and starts apologizing. So
I had to walk into the other room so that I wouldn't throw that child through the window.
Yeah. I mean, what's really upsetting is that we gave her an out. We gave her an opportunity to tell the truth. And she still did that to our face, but kept such a straight face that I believed her.
At 5, the ability to pull off the lie at 5 was really this is as an amateur being able to pull off the lie, no problem.
Yeah, like granted, like she didn't know how much money it was. She just saw the one bill, but still, she took it out of my wallet and put it somewhere safe for her.
There's very clearly a 100 on the bill. I mean, she
I don't know.
I mean, she doesn't know what a $20 bill can buy versus a $100 bill, but she knows that it's a bigger bill than she's ever seen in her life.
But we were talking about it all the way from brunch here And Donovan got sad because he actually heard me say, "Well, did Donovan touch my wallet?" And he was like, "Mom, you thought I did it." And I was like, "Son, I don't know." Like I was just everything was
Just
going through my mind.
going through the list. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a no. That's a whole other thing that we have to deal with. So her punishment was no tablet for a week. Each situation dictates the outcome and the punishment
Yep.
or
I agree.
whatever. Let me just start off. Like, what type of parent do you think you'd be?
Someone with rules and boundaries, but significant, like much more understanding and empathetic. That, well, I guess I have to caution that. I think if my parents heard this, they'd say like, "What the hell? We were understanding and empathetic." But I like on the other side, it didn't. I would say that I would do it in a way that it would feel that was the case.
That it was really
to
obvious.
my kids, yes, but. I still thought, and I don't know, this is probably on your list too, that there would be a handful of things. I don't want to get ahead of the conversation. Like a handful of things too that were not rigid, but like structured or rules or guidelines that that would still kind of carry over.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of rules growing up.
Yeah, but I mean, not as hardcore or something within reason, right? So yeah, I'm sure you've kind of joked on the podcast about like how when I grew up, like we didn't have sugar-coated cereals or any soda or caffeine
no, you don't
soda
have
or
any
real
cereals but Chex Mix.
Yeah.
And who the hell buys Chex Mix unless they're gonna buy it to
I got it, man. I got it. We've established that. What I mean by like structured but not as hardcore is like in my mind I would have envisioned that yes, our kids can have that stuff, but they absolutely need to finish their dinner completely on time as planned. Eat all the stuff that's that's made for them, but then they can still get the stuff that I was deprived of. But by the way, like no regrets whatsoever. I mean, it gets to that point where it's like
you can't even fight those battles anymore.
Well, it's like what's at the end of the day, what's going to change by really forcing those last 3 bites is it's us banging our head against the wall for 30 minutes and it doesn't really change anything nutrition wise. And they don't. It's a we keep bringing up that Medea quote: "The who learned the lesson? Did you learn the lesson?"
Yeah,
right?
It's always
like, who learned the lesson on this one. So yeah, or there would be things where and this is once you're a parent, right, your total perspective on judgment obviously flips completely, right?
100%.
So we used to see families like they'll be in restaurants or whatever, and like kids would be on their screens. We'd be like, hell no! If we're going out to dinner, like our kids aren't doing any of that stuff. And I remember we broke it. It was with my family, right? We were in that like fancy restaurant or whatever, and Donovan couldn't sit still, and we were just like, "Fuck it!" And we brought the phone out, and it was just
because they didn't have iPads or tablets back then. It was just
right, but I mean, it was
our phone,
just something, right?
Yeah,
and again, it's like who learns the lesson on it? They sure as shit are to go behave. It's just we're again like driving ourselves crazy, hoping that we're going to like drive home a point, which doesn't manifest. So it just makes they don't learn, and our experience is worse. It's a lose-lose.
I agree. I think my parents were kind of the opposite. They always said, "I love you," and hugged us. And I even saw them hugging, them kissing, them doing stuff. And we had all of those things in our house. We were never restricted on anything. And for us, because it was available, we didn't really feel like we needed to like run to it and like grab it all the time. So it was very relaxed, low key. It wasn't very strict. But they were also 2 working parents. And I definitely wanted and hoped I could be a stay-at-home mom because I was a latchkey kid. We all let ourselves in. And we were at least like 2.5 hours by ourselves at home. So I always wanted to be the stay-at-home mom, to like have a snack ready, do homework, whatever it was. The way I grew up also shaped me. We were so lax that we had TV trays. We never really ate dinner together as a family unless like we had ordered pizza or something like that. But we would set up the TV trays in front of the TV, and I get it because they didn't have any downtime, right? They would come home, my mom would cook, and they want a break. They don't want to talk.
Yeah, of course.
So we watch TV. We always had the TV on, so we would watch TV. So that was one thing I said I would never do. I said I would never have TV trays, which we don't. But we would always.
Do they even make TV trays?
I don't know. So we don't always eat around the dinner table. Now it's like what Laurel's eating by herself because you're not home yet, or Donovan's at guitar practice. Like, I don't really care anymore. I always said I wasn't going to be the mom to make separate dinners. My kids were going to eat the same dinner. And I also said I wasn't going to yell in front of the kids. And that came from my sister because I always felt that my sister constantly yelled at her kids. That was like the only way she communicated was yelling. You say all these things before you even have kids, and shit just like goes out the window.
Yeah. Although, I mean, to be fair, you and I haven't like yelled like
You have.
Not like to the level that I can.
Well, I think if it becomes like such a norm, it loses its credibility. Like, you're no longer sound like you're threatening. It just sounds like you're talking now. If they're used to just you yelling all the time.
Yep.
The other thing, sleep in our bed.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan didn't really do this so much. Laurel kind of comes in our bed every night during the middle of the night.
So if Donovan did that, do you think we would have caved as much as we did? Like, how much of that do you think is because it's the third child?
Well, I think it's because of the third child, but also because Breslin didn't get a chance to do that because she doesn't walk. She couldn't walk to our bed. So I feel like we are really soft when it comes to stuff like Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she, not only because she's a third kid and we know she's our last kid, I feel so strongly that we missed out that I let her like get away with more and like make up for some things that we didn't have with Breslin. I don't know if that's like teaching her that she can get away with stuff or embracing it or just being grateful. Like, it could be a lot of things.
Yeah. I follow you.
So what do you think? You think you would have, same question for you, if Donovan had done, would you let her get away with?
Yeah, I feel like it's more, for me, you get this realization, and I think it's less about Breslin's limitations specifically. Sorry, that was a bad choice of words. But Breslin's challenges is more by the time the third one comes around, you just like it really it hits you not only obviously like you blink and they grow, but you also realize that they're going to grow out of things not only on their terms, but it's going to happen suddenly. So if you don't appreciate those things when they're happening, she's now, instead of being in our bed 7 days a week, she's only coming in 5 or 6 days. So clearly this is the beginning of the end. Over the past couple of weeks, it's been like 4 or 5 days that she's been in it, right? So like the switch is almost completely. So for me, it's just knowing, hey, just one day it's going to stop and I don't get to have it back. So just live in the moment. Don't overthink it. Don't. Why is
I'm
that
laughing
funny?
Because I've said this before on the podcast that like she doesn't bother you when she comes into the bed.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
She comes on my side.
And yes, she comes in sweet.
She slams her water. She throws her pillow on my face and then she climbs over me. But then she slowly goes and hugs you.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
A lot of times you're like, I didn't even notice she came out of bed. I'm like, yeah, you fucking didn't. And I think she tried that a couple times with you because I said, like, you can go on daddy's side too. But I think it only lasted like a couple of times. So, yeah, I mean, if that were the case, it wouldn't bother me because half the time you don't even know she's there.
That's true. Yeah.
So, and
yes, I just get the sweet side of her coming into bed.
And let's just be honest, Donovan, I don't want to say preferred me, but would like go to me more, and Breslin did. And so Laurel is like the one who goes to you a lot.
Yes, I'm making up for, I don't know, not for lost time, but
I understand. Same way she gets away with a lot, but also because we're older. Donovan, we had a lot of solo time with him.
Mm-hmm.
With Breslin, we were so much with her because she required so much and therapy and stuff. So I was all with her. With Laurel, Not only does she come a lot later than them, we're older. We have a lot more stuff going on. And I still have to do all the same stuff with Breslin. So she had to learn how to be independent really quick and be able to just do stuff on her own. She wants to do stuff on her own because she sees her older brother do things by himself. So she's very independent. She doesn't ask us to play with her like hardly ever. She'll play by herself. But I think just your third child, you have schedules going on with your other two kids.
Yep.
And they just have to kind of fall in line. So I think she's fallen in line quite well. But I also feel bad because she didn't get any time by herself.
That's true.
I mean,
we're a lot tired.
We're a
Yes.
lot more tired because I had her at 39. I mean, when I see people have babies at like 45, 46,
Yes.
I'm just like,
Just exhausted just thinking about it.
I mean, I was exhausted at 39 going through all these things. And I mean, she's only 5, but that's just crazy. You can keep up with her pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really like it. Just forces it out of me. I got to keep up with you too, man. Like my whole life is just keeping up with people. So I just like it's just summoning up the energy to do it. I don't know.
Speaking of which, so we may be older numerically, but we still do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I forgot, what did Donovan say? I forgot exactly what his words were. But he thinks like we don't have sex anymore.
Yes.
What was that?
No, it was to Laurel. It was one of the like, how do you think you got here? I don't know, like maybe because she was getting grossed out, like when we kiss each other, whatever it is. And I think he said something like, how do you think you got here? I mean, obviously they don't do that anymore. But,
oh, yes.
Right? It was something like that, right?
Yes. I think you and I looked at each other like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like when I was his age, I felt like my parents were so much older, right? Or like you think someone who's 40 is 100%. So much older,
yes.
Right? But I knew my parents were not having any sex. Like they hate each other.
Right, but that was because of their relationship dynamics. It wasn't because
but also their age.
They were, okay.
Yeah. Some part of me wants him to know, not that we do, but like if you have a good marriage, it doesn't go away. Does that make sense? I don't want him to know that in a weird
kids,
way.
I don't know. Like that's got to be like black box. Like this is right. What is it like if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it? Right. Like that's like.
Okay, let me ask you this: would you rather?
Oh God.
Have your parents walking on you, or you walking on your parents?
God, my parents walk in on me. Like
really?
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, because fine, it's embarrassing, right, to talk about, but at least I don't have images burned in my brain.
You mean you would rather have them walk in on you?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I said. Walk in on me.
Me too.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
yeah, I'd imagine you could never look at them again and then
enough
just
bourbon in the world to get myself through like uncomfortable conversations about that. There is not enough bourbon in the world to like erase that memory permanently from my brain.
Have you ever come close and then now that you're older you like realize?
No, not that I'm aware of. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't want them telling me like, hey, you didn't know this.
My family is like super open about talking about sex, all my cousins and everything like that. And my mom would always tell me whenever she knew we were going to go on a trip, she'd be like, Jacqueline, pack some special stuff, pack some good stuff. Things.
She's Team Chaz, man. She coaches you up.
You got to do stuff so he doesn't leave you. And I'm like, Mom, whatever. If he decides to leave me, he decides to leave me. I'm not like, but I do appreciate her doing that stuff. But I also am like, do you and Dad do these things? Like you're telling me? So like she's preaching something she doesn't practice.
Yeah, it's
but it's situational.
Yes.
Like I said, I grew up and
it's coming out of the Mama House playbook.
Whatever. But like that's how I knew that they were not. And so being at Donovan's age, like, yeah, I would look at my parents and not think that. And plus I would probably think that they only had sex 3 times because it was 3 of us. Mm-hmm. So but now looking back, they at least had sex 3 times because it was 3 of us. We also lie to our kids, bribe our kids.
How do we bribe them?
All the time. If you don't finish your
like
dinner,
if
you get
do this-
cookies. Like if you
yeah,
do,
got it. Okay,
yeah.
yes.
I mean, I am not above that. It's
Yeah, I don't think I ever said that I wasn't going to do that.
I never said that, but I always do it. Like I find myself always doing,
Mhm.
and it's fine. And I lie to them, little white lies like the park is closed.
Oh, yes, yes.
You know, all these things. Now Donovan knows, but we can still.
Well, it's one of those in retrospect too, where you're like, man, our parents lied to us about a shit ton of stuff that
Like it's too cold, the park is closed, or
we're gonna get pulled over if you have that light on in the car. Lies.
I don't know. I mean, look at how different we grew up, and your parents told you that same lie,
thing
and
with
we
the
did
light.
too.
Yes.
Did they ever tell you to turn off the car or when you put gas?
Oh, 100%.
The car's gonna what?
Yeah, explode.
Where did that come from? Is that
know.
true?
Shit, man, I believed that.
I still believe it.
I
Can attest it because there's even a sign that says "turn off engine while putting gas."
Yes.
Remember I went on that girls trip and I met them in Austin. Well, Casey was putting gas and she left her car on, and me and Paige were like, "Turn the fucking car off! We're gonna explode in here." And she was like, "What do you?" She had never heard that before.
That's funny.
And me and Paige were like, "Girl, turn the car off. We're gonna explode. Did your parents not ever tell you this?" And it was like a revelation to her, but it was so funny that we both had gotten told that.
Yes.
So I think there's some truth to that, or maybe the old cars. I don't know.
Well, you certainly shouldn't start it up in the middle of it pumping, because at least that way, like, shit's igniting. But I have a feeling like if it's still running, it's probably fine.
Like,
don't fuck with it, man, and just turn the car off.
Now every time I hear people talking about mess about kids and stuff and judging other people, it's just like because they don't have kids. So I don't know. Nothing humbles you more than having kids, because as soon as you do, you look at other parents and you know everyone's trying their best. And like I said, like at every age, every stage, I think there's new challenges. Things with Donovan as he gets older, we're trying to navigate that. But I think at the end of the day, as long as we're on the same page and our message to them and you don't cave.
Well, that, and you got to have your thing down to know like when the other person is lying or doing whatever. Because you remember how, right? So this was something that you know, pulled out of your mom's playbook, how we're at a restaurant or a public place and you're like, oh I'm sorry, sir. We'll stop it. Right. And you pulled that shit for the first time. And I was like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
So you gotta like, you can't, you gotta be able to have like the unspoken look really quick, or like I didn't
have enough time to prep you on that. My mom used to threaten us and pretend like we were going to get kicked out, like some guy had walked
like
over.
fake just talking to somebody.
Yeah, like a waiter was there or something. And so I tried to pull that on Donovan, and Donovan got scared, and Chaz was like, "There's nobody there. Who are you talking to?" And I'm just like, fuck, Chaz, just go with it.
You're the worst.
You're the fucking worst, man. Well, they say have kids, it'd be fun.
It'll be fun, they said. You'll enjoy it, they said. You'll love each other more, they said.
I'll tell you what, we've been through so much. Like nothing adds years to you than having kids.
Oh God.
I mean, hence I'm getting Botox tomorrow because I just can't take it anymore.
I don't know. I think we're doing okay for mid-40s people, I would think.
I think so. We're a lot cooler. We do a lot more. That it's nice for them to see that we still have like a social life outside of them.
Yes.
Us date each other and stuff.
The age is going to start to get real with all the friends of Laurel's parents, right? Because
I'm the old pre-K mom.
Well, yeah. I mean, over the weekend we found out that one of the parents of Laurel's friends was in high school when we got married. So that's like,
hey man, I'm gonna be the old mom.
Good Lord.
It's okay
I mean,
because I just don't have to volunteer for like room mom or anything, because this is my last one. That's their first one. Let them take charge. You know, let them.
I'll bet that was something that you thought you would do.
I did
like
it.
You were always, I know, but I meant like
with everyone.
Yes, yeah, and like do it throughout. I mean, that was a quick one and done sort of.
Well, you're
still engaged, but I mean, like the level, like the first.
Yeah, Mom was too tired for all that stuff. Yes. Any last thoughts? No. Well, we'd love to ask you, what is a rule that you abandoned as soon as you have kids? There had to be something that you judged other parents for that you said, you would never do, but that shit just all went down the drain. If you have anything like that, we'd love to know. DM us at Authentically Moms or email us at authenticallymoms@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate us wherever you're listening to this. And until next week, you do you, boo. Chaz won't be here, but thank you for being on the podcast.
Maybe, who knows? I'm always happy to sub in.
All right. We'll catch you next week.
All
Bye.
Bye, all.